setting up our Windows 7. That's it there, PCE Windows 7. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on settings, because it's a tradition, because we need to configure the computer before installation. So the first thing I will do is to come to storage. Now if you notice, in this case we have a SATA drive instead of what? An IDE drive. So let's click on the SATA now and select solid what? State. Okay, that is done. That's all we want for now. The next step is to add the what? The ISO image. Is that not correct? So let's go to SATA, and you notice that it says add a CD or what? A DVD what? Device. On the icon here. You can see it here, right? So you click on it and brings up the wizard, and you say choose what? Your disk. So I'll go to, I think mine should be on desktop, and that is it there, Windows 7 x86. Is that not correct? So click on it, and you click open. Now if you notice, the SATA drive is having the CD of what? The Windows 7 Ultimate X what? 86. You can see here it says an image. Is that not correct? Okay. And you see now this first one becomes SATA port 0, while our CD becomes SATA port what? So as you keep adding, it gives them number until you get up to SATA what? Is it 29? 29, right? Okay. So we're done with that. So let's go to our system. Our first boot is floppy. We don't want that. So we move the DVD up. We'll move the hard drive up. And that's all we need for now. Is that not correct? And I think for network, we need to make sure our network adapter is bridged. Is that not correct? So we go there and we say bridge, because we want the IP address to interchange with the host and the virtual machine. That's all, guys. As long as you know these steps, you don't have any problem. On Thursday, some people will be doing rewrites, and they will be struggling to get this right. And yet, you know these things like the palm of your hand. Okay, let's click OK. Now, let's start Windows installation. I'm only just going to get to the setup part, and I'm going to just save the settings, and you can do the rest. Okay, I have a FATA error. Okay, and okay, I think let me close this. I think I'm having that error because of my operating system. Let me go back and because I'm actually running a 64-bit computer. So let me see if that will fix the problem. Okay, so we need to change.
No bootable medium file system.
No, it's supposed to boot. Okay, do you know what we'll do? I don't know if I have. Let me just a minute. Let me try to see if I can add my x86. Let me see if I can add my 64 bits image.
So this is also on video, man.
Excuse me?
This is also being recorded.
Yeah.
So does I have to do it also?
Okay. Okay, let me put it on IDE first. Let me see if that will work. Let me change it back to 32 bits. Okay, switch. Okay, see what you do. Let me close back. Let me power off the machine. Now see what we're going to do. Go to settings. Now instead of making the SATA, instead of putting the DVD on a SATA, put the DVD on IDE. Meaning come to IDE here on the panel here. I'm going to remove this now. Come to IDE. Then you see add a DVD and a CD device. Choose this and select your Windows 7 Ultimate. So always use IDE for your CD. Are we together?
IDE for the CD.
Yeah, for the CD. Anytime you want to boot. But if you want to add storage devices, you can add both of them. It's fine. So I think that is just an error coming from there. So now if you click start now, it's going to boot up. It's going to load now. So that is the virtual machine loading. So I can make it a full screen as well, so that you can see it in full.
So I'm just gonna leave the extension.
No, that's fine. Okay. Okay, that's the computer booting up. So what I'm going to do, you see, I don't know why some of you are talking, but you can keep talking. I'm going to get to the point where I want to explain certain things to you so that you can understand them. Okay, now this is what you will see in Windows 7. It brings up a wizard. Now, you see, we call it pre-installation. Remember we talked about Windows 7 having Windows PE, right? You actually see something that looks like Windows 7, right? If you look at the background, that is Windows 7 already. Is that not correct? So we call this pre-installation environment. Are you getting me? It allows you to troubleshoot the Windows, allows you to install the Windows. So yeah, you can select your language and of course your keyboard settings. Then we'll click on next. Now, if I had a Windows 7 running already and I had a problem with the file, let's say I have a missing boot sector, a missing boot file. Normally, I won't click install because if I click install, I'm reinstalling again. That's where some of you come up with Windows Old. I'll actually come here and say repair your computer. Then it will take me to the repair icon where it will give me different options on how to repair my Windows operating system. Are we together? So I'm going to click on install and it's going to say setup is what? It's starting. Now it will bring up to the setup icon. Now remember, because we don't have any prior Windows installed, we don't have that option for upgrade. Is that not correct? So according to Microsoft, we need to accept the license agreement, right? So we select that and we click on next. Now, which type of installation do you want? You have custom and upgrade. What are we doing? Are we upgrading? What are we doing? We are customizing, right? Because we don't have any prior what? Installation. Because if you want to click on upgrade, you're not upgrading any operating system because there's not, you can't find anything there. So actually we're doing what? Customizing. So in such scenario they said upgrade, meaning definitely you're upgrading from an existing to a newer version. So we're going to click on custom. Now most of you see now that the space is what? Unallocated. You can actually do some kind of a configuration here by coming here to click on drive option. You see advanced. You can click on that advanced option. You can select this and says new, just like the way we created a partition, because that's what we want to do here. So let's say, for example, I ask you to create a partition. It's simple. With Windows XP, you have to create a partition while you're doing the installation. But with Windows 7, it's actually not compulsory. You can go ahead with your installation. When you get to the desktop, you can do your partitioning. It's not compulsory, you have to do it right now. Are we together? But in such scenario, I want to do it right now. I can come here and click on new. Make sure I'm selecting the drive. I'll click on new. Then I can select the megabytes of the drive I want to partition. When you've done that, you click apply. Then you get the next space on partition, just like XP. But I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to cancel. And I'm going to click on what? Next. Then, of course, if you have also partitioned, you see extended here. You can also extend the partition as well. So I'm going to click on cancel. I'm going to select unallocated space. I'm going to click on next. So what Windows will do now, it will start copying, expanding, installing updates if I have updates is to be installed, and completing the installation. The next step I will get is the desktop, where to ask me for my name, my computer, the rest of the settings. All these are things we'll do, and from tomorrow we'll now start doing the configuration. Configuration are really not that difficult. So we'll start doing the configuration settings, and we'll follow up some of those practicals we have on our book. So that's all, guys, for now.
So when will this video?
So we got the video today.